Hi everyone, welcome to Freestyle Fun Designs. Today, LEGO released the submissions for the 6th iteration of the BrickLink Designer program. So we have 300 designs. There's so many exciting designs and I cannot go through all of them. And I want to say in advance, thank you and congratulations to all of the people who submitted and got their designs accepted for the competition in the first place. This is already a major accomplishment, so pat yourself on the back if you are one of those people. Now, without further ado, I'll give you my top 5. I'll give you the runner-ups, and then stick around to the end of the video where I give you my predictions for the sets that LEGO will actually produce based on my personal experience with the previous versions. So, my top 5 include the Urbana Articulated Tram by Lunar Truckee. This is a very nice submission. It has this tram composed of 3 sections which are articulated, so you can actually walk from one side all the way to the other. This is amazing. We have doors on all the cars. It's just really, really nice to see. I love the color scheme, I love the design, the station looks nice as well, and we get some nice minifigures, and the trees look nice also. So lots of things to love about this design. Congrats, Lunar Truckee. Next up we have the Downtown Subway Station, and this is also a train-based set. I try not to do too many of the same theme, but this one is just gorgeous, and yeah, it just looks really good with the teal, the brown. It's a nice color scheme, and the subway looks very modern as well. Uses some nice studs on top techniques. Very, very interesting design, and I would love to have this as an official LEGO set. And the Downtown Subway Station submission is made by Mason Grishin. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Very nice submission. Congrats to you. Next up we have the Residential Row, Series 1. So it's apparently the first in a long list of these, so it's kind of like mini modular buildings, to put it in a nutshell. These are really good. They provide a lot of detail in a small footprint and a more accessible price point than the official LEGO modulars. So yeah, just look at all those interior details. Yeah, this is definitely a submission that I would like to have as an official LEGO set as well, because it gives you the feeling of a LEGO city, a modular LEGO city, but at a smaller, more affordable scale. And I can't wait to see what Series 2 looks like. Next up we have the City Arcade. This just looks awesome from the exterior. I like the tree on the side. I like the ode to the classic LEGO Space logo. That looks pretty nice. The brick-built lettering saying Arcade. That's also very nice. And on the inside it also looks pretty nice because it has these games that you can play. There's studs where you can pose minifigures, there's a bunch of arcade games, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, that's a really nice submission by RD Collectibles. Finally, for my top 5, we have the Scientist's Kit. This is an amazing submission. It has basically a functional microscope. Not that it actually magnifies to show you bacteria, but you can actually spin this thing around and move this thing up and down. So it has lots of functionality, so it's very interesting and very educational. I would love to have this as an official LEGO set, either as part of the BrickLink Designer program or maybe with LEGO Ideas. This is a submission by Jaga Max. Oh, the pencils too, using a LEGO Technic. That's some very nice part usage right there. Oh, and the eraser as well. Very, very smart. And we got some minifigures as well with this submission. I always like minifigures, so this is a perfect submission for me. Next up, we have the runners-up, so I can only pick 5 top 5 sets. That's how it works because we've only got 5 per wave, so only 5 for this Wave 6 or Series 6. But I still like too many of these sets, and I really have to encourage you to vote for them based on your own preference. So whenever there's a LEGO Space Baby, I have to upvote. Space Dreams by BrickTron. That's a pretty nice one. I like the brick-built Space Baby, and I hope that an actual Space Baby is included. We have the Brick Park Station and Tram. I don't want to have like all my top 5 be just train sets, but this is also a nice submission by GoHabsGo. So that's pretty nice. And there's a park, there's some nice buildings, and a maintenance facility. So that's pretty nice. And we also got some minifigures to complete the scene. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Moving on, we have Out of This World Burnt Pillars by InnoWiki10. And this is a submission I like because of the nice parts usage. It has lots and lots of interesting parts, including the new reddish-orange, as well as the Spike Prime wheels. Yeah, these wheels right here. So that's some nice part usage there, and we're using them to create foliage instead of vehicles, so that's pretty nice. And if you look at the interior details, and if you look at the details of the build, you'll find lots of things to appreciate. So that is a pretty nice submission as well, so thank you, InnoWiki. Next up, we have the Ice Fishing Shack by RP Brick. It's a cute little submission. It's a closed back building, so lots of interior detail. Looks really cute. I like the bench. Looks very cozy, and I like the nice part usage for the moose right there. That's pretty nice. The Mediterranean Windmill is also a nice submission to have. It's by BrickInger_. I like these sunflowers, the way they were done. And the narrow staircase, it actually has studs so you can pose minifigures on it. That's nice attention to detail. We have some nice flowers as well. And it looks like the windmill might even be working, at least partially. So that's pretty cool. Next up, we have the Ancient Bizaar. I like the architecture of this one, the general design, the big picture. It looks really nice. And then when you zoom in, you see lots of interesting colors and techniques. There's some studs not on top techniques that you can see on some of these buildings to create these nice patterns, and the trees look nice as well, the palm trees. Yeah, and I just like the Bizaar part of it, the part downstairs where you have like those red Technic pieces serving as covers or rugs for the roof. That's a nice part usage right there. So yeah, this is a very nice and successful submission by Gibarian, or Gibarian, not sure how to pronounce that. Next up we have the Fountain of Love by Ver555. This is a very cute submission with basically a big fountain with smaller fountains inside. You have a man and a woman, or a boy and a girl, and they seem to be going on a very nice date. Yeah, this is just cute. The whole scenery, this would make a nice gift, and they're actually named Bob and Claudia, in case you were wondering. So yeah, it's a nice submission, and I'm wondering if we can hide something inside the fountain. Yeah, cool submission there, and I like that Bob is sweating a little bit because he's nervous. Moving up, we have the New Orleans Spirit, the French Quarter, and this is also a very nice submission. There's lots of details here. I love the colors, I love the contrast. This is open back, but you do get lots of buildings that you can put next to each other, and this is like an upgraded version of the LEGO Creator 3-in-1 set from last year that has like a small downtown. This one looks so much better and so much more professional, but still in the same idea. You have like an open back series of buildings next to each other that you can rearrange. So this is another configuration. We also have this very nice streetcar in olive green. This will go really nicely with the Natural History Museum. Yeah, and here's some of the interior details, so that's pretty cool. And this is by Rock and Bricks 31. We have the Horizon Starfighter by Jazz Lacraz, who already submitted a previous submission that actually became an official LEGO set. So that's the Horizon right there. It's a pretty nice ship. I like the very bold colors, and this is a pretty good build. Yeah, lots of things to like about this one. Next up we have the Working Windmill, and this is the final runner-up. So this is by Gareth Builds, and this is, as the name implies, a windmill that works. You basically spin the crank, and the windmill turns, so that's very nice to see. And you can take off the panels, the blue panels, to look at the interior. There's some interior detail for the minifigures, plus also some Technic to make the windmill work. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, here's a better look at some of that detail, and you do see it's completely enclosed when you add those panels back on. And it's looking like this is a set that takes place in the fall. Here are the minifigures and the animals, which are included. Sadly, no goat, but probably LEGO is not allowing people to use the goat anymore. But yeah, it looks like a very nice fall scene based on the colors of the tree and the scenery, so a very nice submission as well. Now, we move on to the predictions. So I will predict that LEGO will release these 5 sets for Series 6, but right before I do that, I'll just give some honorable mentions. I'll try to speed run through these because there's quite a few. There's books for tiles. Basically, you put tiles in a book. Pretty interesting idea. There's And Wraith's Bakery, Chickensaurus Rex, that's a funny one, GoCotage, very tiny build that doesn't use too many pieces. It uses specifically only 597 parts. It's completely enclosed, it's not open back, so it goes to show you that you could do a lot with very little pieces, and there's still interior detail and stuff, so nice build right there. Desert Castle, Dragon Sanctuary, Eldorado, European Steam Locomotive Black Pepper, Exhibition Bricks, Family Cottage, Family Legacy, Fantasy Alpine Expedition, Fisherman's House, Fresh Lemonade, Funfair TOS Stall, Human Shop, Icy Watchtower, Institute of France, and this is a really gorgeous one. I looked at it a little bit earlier. There's so much attention to detail for the exterior architecture. This one is much more about the exterior part of the build, and I really respect that decision. It really looks the part. If you look at the details, there's some interior details, but it's really more focusing on the external facade, and it looks really, really great in the tan. Yeah, just look at that. And there's also some preview of what the instructions would look like if this were to become an actual set. So yeah, very exciting. We have the Italian Theatre, Jubilee Line Station, Jungle Ruins, this is very colorful, Las Adelphas, the City of the Future, this looks nice, it is open back on the other side, Life of Persia, Log Cabin, Lone Brick Detective Agency, Medieval Toll Bridge, Medieval Watermill, Melbourne Tram, Modern Dollhouse, Modern Space Starbase Station, Shuttle, Cargo, and Starship, and these are all using the LEGO Space Babies, that's very cute. Monkey Business, which is an upscale LEGO monkey from back in the 1980s, North Point Academy, we've seen this one before, NYC Bodega, Ode to Youth Skateboard Adventures, Old Toy Train, which improves off of a previous submission that was done by someone else, I believe, Orbital Hunter, Outrider, Planetary Charger. So these last 3, they're all part of the Blacktron, and they're all submitted by Beanpod. So I think these 3 would make sense as part of a LEGO Blacktron reboot if they ever bring back the theme. I hope they do, and they could just take these sets and sell them with maybe some minor changes, bring back the official Blacktron torsos, and these look pretty nice, although they might be a bit more expensive than the original Blacktron sets, but they're pretty deluxe. I like them, so check them out. Post Office Wild West, Retro Bus Station, Rice Terraces, River House, Riverside Town, Sequoia Tree Trail, Sushi Restaurant, the Art Factory, the Cherry Liner, the Flying Unicorn and Adventurous Airship, the Forest Merchants, the Garden Bouquet, the Grand Victorian Hotel, the Lake Pavilion, the Minor Kinetic Sculpture, the Old Glass Shop, the Pirate's Dream, the Royal Carriage, the Villa of Hope, Titan Strike Force, Train Museum, Unknown Plant Exploration, Walt, the Little Robot. This one is very cute because it has alternative expressions that you can swap between. Water Taxi, Wolf of Swamp. This looks very scary. I like the detail put on the head. That's such a scary head made using only Lego pieces. And now, drum roll please. It's time for my predictions. I predict that LEGO will release at least some of these 5 sets for Series 6. The Wild West Bank by L. Lucky, who already has a previous BrickLink Designer Program submission. This bank is a building that is completely enclosed, but then you can open the walls to have access to the interior by flipping them. So yeah, very nice submission. There's a cart as well, and this would go well with the general store that we got previously. And here's an example of the walls, what they look like when they open. And here's a look at the interior. Here's a closer look at that. We have the Lion's Keep, and I know that the BDP voters, they really like castles, so my prediction is that we'll get lots of castles. So there's the Lion's Keep by Lego Brick Hammer. Let's have a look at some of the pictures. And this also hinges open. Lots of minifigures with this one, and some interior details as well. And this is very modular. You can take it apart in many different ways, and maybe there's more than one way to put it together. So that's pretty cool. So, and there's lots of interior details. There's play features as well. So this is going to be fun for both kids and adults, even though this is an adult-oriented competition. We have a Brick Knight's castle, which is similar in some ways to the previous castle by Brick Knight. So here again we have a castle that hinges, and we have some interior detail as well. I like the kitchen right there. And again, there's sections that are removable. So I don't know if both of these castles will make it, but I'm pretty sure at least one of them will. Well, we'll see in time. We have an openable drawbridge. We have someone who's using the a certain location, and then this piece of chocolate is going to fall down on this guy. That's interesting. Then we have the minifigures lined up here in the last picture. So Brick Knight's castle, everyone. Then we have Fort by the River, which is yet another castle. Again, we love our castles here at the BrickLink Designer Program. And yeah, this one, I believe, is open back. So you have the castle that's completely built, except for one side where you get to look at the interior and play with the minifigures. And here they are. And we also get a movable portcullis, which is the fancy name for that door that like slides open and shut from the top. Prison cell that's partially flooded, a treasure room, and other features that the designer is pointing out. And the designer is J_HRVTH. And then finally we have the Outlaw Forest done, which is yet another castle, but this one is part of the Wolf faction. So very nice build, lots of attention to the exterior detail here. Very cool looking. I'd like to get these figures. That squirrel is cute too. And this one hinges open, so you could open it and look at the details and play with the minifigures there, although I think it might be open back here at the top because there is nothing to cover this particular part from what I can see. So yeah, lots of interesting details right here for this castle. And that is it. These are the submissions for the BrickLink Designer Program. What do you think? Did you submit to this program, or do you have a friend who submitted? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you have any other submissions that you think deserve to be in the top 5? So do let me know in the comments down below, and also make sure to go vote. So sign into your BrickLink account, or create one if you don't have, and then be sure to click the buttons here to vote for the sets that you like the most, so that you can influence which of them LEGO selects to become official LEGO sets in the very near future. That is it for now. Thanks so much for tuning into Versatile Fun Designs. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.